Good morning, it's Jo from the York Buddhist Centre here. We're getting ready to do a mindfulness of breathing this morning, and we're just going to wait 5 minutes for people who are joining us live at 7 o'clock. So if you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook later, you can either wait with me for 5 minutes, that'll be great, or you can just fast forward a little bit to the start of the mindfulness of breathing. But great to have you here this morning, and I'm really hoping the audio's working fine. I took a little bit of fiddling around yesterday to get it right, but we got there in the end. So fingers crossed for a problem-free broadcast this morning. And of course, normally you would have Shaki Padar this morning, but yeah, you've got me, and then we've got Sangha K2 tomorrow, and Shaki Padar's back on Thursday morning, and then myself again on Friday. Good morning, Chris. Good to see you. It looks like you can hear me because you haven't mentioned that you haven't. So it was lovely to see you the other day in the shop on Gillygate. Really nice to meet you. I think that's the right Chris. I can't see your photograph from here. It's too early in the morning, Chris. It was definitely a Chris. So just settling in for a few minutes while we wait for people to gather. Just getting really comfortable. Oh, good. I'm really glad you can hear, Chris. Yeah, it's so nice to actually meet in person, isn't it? And I guess you knew what I looked like, but I didn't know what you looked like. That was really nice to see you. I've got a very nice candle burning this morning that, oh, you've noticed it, Shobit. Good morning. My daughter bought me it for Christmas, and it's a really top quality, expensive candle because she's into things that cost quite a lot of money and got a name attached to them, and I think as a result it's quite powerful. So at some point you might notice me blow it out because it can get a little too fragrant. But at the moment it's just lovely, and I agree, Shobit. It's really relaxing, isn't it, to see a candle lit. Good morning, Stuart and Philippa. And Shobit might tell me if this is right, but I think in Buddhism the candle represents the truth. And the flowers tend to represent impermanence, don't they? Which we often have on the shrine. And then, of course, we have the Buddha to remind us of the Dharma and his teaching and his life, the way that he went forth to away from the world to try and find the secret to happiness and contentment. So I think the light represents truth in Buddhism, but maybe Shobit will get back to me, or Chris, or anyone else that knows. Correct me on that one. Good morning, Lynn. Great to have you here. And Nita. Good morning, Nita. So it's 7 o'clock now. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. It's really nice to be all together on this Tuesday morning. I'm here in York. I know people are elsewhere through the country. And this morning we're going to do a mindfulness of breathing. So we're going to really come out of our thinking mind and into our body using the breath to really focus our mind and our attention. And it is a kind of miracle when it happens, whereas at some point during the meditation you'll be really truly focusing on the sensations of breathing, and miraculously your mind will just not be chattering. It won't be hooking you into any stories or wondering about the future or the past. It just gets into a state of just being there, open and receptive, curious about the body, about the sensations of the breath. And it really is one of the great teachings of the Buddha, the first teaching maybe, that we could switch off our mind in that way and really focus in on the breath. So I think this meditation is very dear to lots of us for that reason. And of course, once the mind is calmer and in a more open state, we can start to develop a bit as humans, become more aware. So that's wonderful. Oh, Nita, thank you so much for that contribution. Nita's just told me that the lighting of a candle or an oil lamp represents the light of wisdom, illuminating the darkness of ignorance. Lovely. And of course, for the Buddha, wisdom is about being present, being truly present, not getting carried away with thoughts or craving for certain things in our life, whether it's progression in our career or wanting a better relationship. We're always craving and wanting. We're not really in the present moment. We're missing out on life itself. So yeah, lots of wisdom coming from the Buddha. Okay, so that's all I had to say really, was just to, I guess at the moment we're coping with a lot of uncertainty in the world. The regular patterns of maybe a summer holiday or maybe visiting different places in the country that we do, we don't have that at the moment. There's uncertainty about that, and that's quite painful for our minds, and it leads to a lot of thinking, worrying, wondering. So we're kind of in a painful, an especially painful place at the moment in the world. There's a lot of mental suffering as well as physical suffering. So how wonderful that we can take a little break from that and just be in the now this morning, and be with our breath. So I really hope you enjoy this meditation. So just starting to settle, maybe using some nice deep breaths to just arrive in the meditation this morning. Just taking a moment to tune in. How are you this morning? Maybe trying to label how you are as positive, negative or neutral. And however you are, that's absolutely fine. That's where you're starting from. Just acknowledging how you are. And just paying attention to the position of your hands this morning. Just resting them somewhere comfortable, where you can relax your shoulders and your arms. And you can either close your eyes if that helps you to concentrate. If you feel yourself getting a little bit sleepy, maybe keeping your eyes open and just fixing them on a point in front of you. That can really help you to stay alert yet relaxed. And just finding a natural rhythm of breathing. Noticing the natural rhythm of your breath. And how each breath is just slightly different from the one before. Sometimes the breath can feel smooth and silky. Other times a little bit juddery or rough. And just being able to observe your breath as it comes and goes. Tuning in to the points of contact with the ground. And just trusting gravity to hold you, and the solidity of the ground to support you. Just letting go a little bit more of any holding or tensing that's in your body this morning. And allowing your breath to be saturated with kindness and love. And in the first stage of the mindfulness of breathing, we're going to notice the out breath. Not paying as much attention to the in breath, but following the out breath as it unfolds. And if it helps, just placing a number at the end of each out breath, from 1 up to 10. And if we find our attention wandering, being distracted by thinking, just coming back to the out breath and starting again at 1. If the counting doesn't feel helpful, at the end of each out breath, you could imagine just dropping a pebble into a small pool. Just to mark the end of the out breath. Noticing how relaxing the out breath is. How it can really calm the mind and the body. Just following it all the way as you breathe out. Just noticing the qualities of the out breath. And when you notice your mind wandering off into thinking, just kindly bringing it back to focus on your out breath again. That's okay. It's a small moment of awakening, just to realise that your mind has wandered, and to kindly Just bring it back to focusing on the breath. Just being with the out breath. Just following it. And in the second stage of the mindfulness of breathing, we're going to bring our attention to each in-breath. Just going to let go of the out-breath and just bring our attention to the full in-breath into the body. And if it helps, putting a number at the beginning of each in-breath. From 1 up to 10. And then starting again at 1. Or as before, you can mark it by imagining dropping a pebble into a little pond at the beginning of each in-breath. Just following the in-breath all the way. Noticing the qualities of the in-breath. How does it feel? Some may feel smooth and long, others a little shorter, maybe feel a little rougher as you breathe in. Each in-breath slightly different from the one before. Gently bringing your attention back to the in-breath if it wanders or gets distracted. You may notice a feeling of aliveness or energy that comes with the in-breath. Just noticing that. Just following the in-breath all the way. And in the third stage of the meditation, we're going to drop any counting or marking that we were doing and simply follow the natural flow of your breathing. And noticing the movement that it causes in the body. The rib cage lifting and expanding as the lungs inflate. And then they relax and settle as we breathe out. Just following the breath into the body now. And if you feel able, feel the breath going deeper into your abdomen. There is an area behind the belly button in the center of the body, the abdomen, called the hara. Just opening your mind to the possibility of connecting with the hara as you breathe down into your abdomen, your belly. Just being open to any sensations that you might feel in the hara. This can be a really relaxing place to focus on. Just following your breath into the body. Breathing deep into the belly. Imagine your breath saturated with kindness and love, flowing into your body with the breath. Letting go of any tensing in the belly. Letting it relax. And if you notice thoughts arising, just gently bringing your attention back to the breath and how it enters and affects the whole body. Just noticing how your belly just inflates a little bit on each breath. Especially if you can relax those muscles. And we bring relaxation to this area with the breath. If you can, it's a very soothing experience. And if you can't, just following your breath down into the body as far as it will take you. In the fourth stage of the mindfulness of breathing, we're going to focus our attention on the sensations where the breath enters the body. So for you, this could be your nostrils, your top lip, or the back of the throat. Just choosing one of those areas, focusing your attention there. What does that sensation feel like at the point where the air enters the body? Just resting your attention here. When your mind gets distracted, just gently bringing it back to that fixed point that you've chosen. Just checking in with your body, that your body is relaxed, that the concentration isn't causing you to tense up. Just gently resting your concentration on that point. How does it feel at that point where the air enters the body? Is there a sense of temperature, coolness, or heat? What's the texture of the breath here? Does it feel smooth and silky? Or a little bit sharp, dry? Just noticing. Staying with that sensation as continuously as you can. And just for the final few minutes of the meditation, just letting go of the effort and concentration, and just enjoying the feeling of the breath in your body. Bringing us energy, and then relaxation as we breathe out. It's something we can use to help us all through the day, just to connect with our inner self, our awareness, and become more conscious as we go through our day. Well, I hope you enjoyed the meditation this morning and feel relaxed and contained as you start the day or finish the day, maybe in Shobit's case. But it's been lovely to have you here. Thanks for joining me. And tomorrow we've got Sangha K2 joining us from Blackburn, which will be lovely. And then Shakipadar on Thursday. And then I'm back again on Friday with some loving kindness meditation, a Metta Bhavana. So, and thank you also to Shobit for what he's written about the candle. The candle represents the inspiration from the Buddha himself, his qualities, his wisdom, his concentration, virtue. We light the candle from his greater lamp to a lesser lamp with light within us. He is our teacher. Thank you, Shobit. That's really, really good to read out. Much appreciated. So everyone have a lovely day, and I'll see you on Friday. Take care. Bye now. Bye.